In this video, we are going to continue with factorizing quadratic trinomials, and we are going to focus on group B. I'll show you just now. You will find this on page 106 in the Namibian Ordinary Level Mathematics textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Now, if you go back, I'm first going to take you back. It's just going to take quite a while. Okay, here it is. So if you go back, let's just go, it was a little bit too far. Okay. Then you can remember that I said you get two types. You get quadratic trinomials, that's in group A, that's having a positive sign in front of the C. And in group B, it's having a negative sign in front of the constant C. So this is the one that we are going to do now. Okay, let's go back again. Okay. So in front of the constant, there will be a negative. So let's look at an example. So factorize p squared minus 2p minus 15. Step 1 is the same. Take the value, and don't forget, this is the value. Take the value of a, in this case 1, and take the value of c, 15, and break it up into factor pairs. Okay, then do the test. Take 1 on this side and 1 on this side, and you're still going to cross multiply, but instead of adding it up, you are going to subtract it. So 15 minus 1 is 14, and you must still get the middle term, that value. So it's not correct. Let's try another one. I take this one and I take 3 and 5. Okay, so if I say 1 and 1, 3 and 5, if I cross multiply, that's going to be 5, that's going to be 3, and 5 minus 3, just big one minus small one, it's going to be 2, and that's exactly what stands there. Okay, so the combination is correct. Now, so the only difference here is that you're not going to find the sum, you're going to find the difference. And then also with the signs. In group B, signs are different, not the same. And the bigger cross product, so always cycle it, gets the sign of the middle term. So is 1 times 3 bigger or 1 times 5? It's 1 times 5. And what sign will it get? I just want to clean here that you can see. That will get that sign there, a negative. So, and always, this is the first column, this is the second column. Write it in the second column in front of the 5. So the one that's in cycle, in the second column, in front, that negative. And because the signs are different, if this is negative, then this one will be positive. Okay, and now don't forget, how do we write it? This is going to be your, okay, there it is. Oh, I forgot. So if it's p squared p, I'm just going to write pp. So that is your top, your first number, your first bracket, and this is your second bracket. First bracket, second bracket. Okay, it's not so difficult. So the only difference was that, and I'm going to highlight that for you, check difference equal b is given, write pairs, factor test, cross multiply, and subtract. Okay, and then that the signs are different. So that's more or less the difference between group A and group B. Okay, I want you to stop the video and I want you to try now 21. Start with the first one, okay, and then you can continue with number E, and then you can continue with number I. Okay. So let's just quickly go, and in this case, so if we're going to start, okay, this is number 1, this is number A. So first write it, so it's going to be x squared minus 11x minus 12. And then I'm going to take the numbers 1 and 12, and I'm going to break it up into factor pairs. So this is going to be 1 and 1, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, 4 and 3, 6 and 2, and 12 and 1. Now remember, if there is only a 1 and 1, it's not necessary to write this part. Okay, but if there's more than just one factor, then you must also write the reverse. So in this case it was not necessary, so I can just 1 and 1. Let's try 1 and 12. So if I multiply, this is 12. If I multiply, this is 1. If I subtract, oh, excellent, I got 11. So I already have the correct one. Now, don't forget, the biggest over cross product, encircle it. Okay, make a circle around it. And then what sign will be there? A negative. And put it not in the middle there, put it in the second column in front of the number. And if this is a negative, then this is the opposite sign. What is the opposite? Positive. And if this is x squared x, then this will just be x, x, always that. And then I'm just going to write it as x plus 1, that is my top, and x minus 12. And remember what I said? You can multiply it out to check if you are correct. Okay. So that is your final. Also remember that if somebody is writing it like this, then he is also correct, as long as the inside of the brackets are exactly the same. The order does not matter. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to number E. So it's going to be y squared minus 4y minus 21. And then again, this is 1, this is 21. So it's 1 times 1, 1 times 21, 3 times 7. Now it's not necessary to write the reverse due to the fact that there is only 1 and 1. So it will be one of these combinations. Now you can even look, 21 minus 1, that's 20. But can you see? 7 minus 3, that's 4. So I'm just going to say 1 and 1, 3 and 7. And then I'm just going to do this. So this is my combination because it's 7 minus 3, which is 4. And then I'm just going to encircle the biggest overs cross. And that is going to get a negative. And if this is a negative, then this is going to be a positive. And then it's y squared y. So what will stand there? And then I'm just putting a bracket. So my answer will be y plus 3 and y minus 7. That's my final. Okay, and then let's do number I. Okay, that was number E. Just check to see if we did the correct. Yes, it's excellent. And then number I, let's just see the color. So this is going to be, I just want to see. This is going to be r squared minus 5r minus 21. Now, wow, I choose all the ones with a negative. I think I'm going to stop you after this one. Let's do one with a positive. Okay, but let's first finish this one. So, again, write down, let's just see. This is 1 and this is 21. So it's 1 and 1. And then it's also 1 and 21. Oh, no, not 21. 24. So this is 1 and 24. And then it's 2 and 12. And it's 3 and 8. And it's 4 and 6. You don't have to write the reverse. Okay, again, you can actually just check it like this. This is 24 minus 1, that's 23. This is 12 minus 2, that's 10. And this is 8 minus 3, that's 5. Wow, so I already saw the combination. So it's 1 and 1, 3 and 8. Because 8, this is 8, minus 3, and this is going to be 5. And then the biggest overcross, can you still see this is the biggest overcross? It's going to get that sign. And again, it's a negative. I will give you now one with a positive. Okay, so negative, and if this is negative, this one is the opposite. The opposite is positive. And this is r squared r, so it will just be r, r. And if I then write it in brackets, it's going to be r plus 3 and r minus 8. And that's going to be my final answer. Okay, I just want, before we go on to the mix, where we're going to mix both of this, just to make sure that you don't get confused, I want you to do just one with a positive. So let's do number H. Number H. You can again stop the video, and as soon as you are finished, you can continue. Okay, so this is going to be q squared plus 2q minus 8. Again, it's in group, do you see? So, okay, let's show you. This tells you it's in group B. So I must find the factors. So it's 1 and 1, and it's going to be 1 and 8, 2 and 4, and that's that. Okay, you don't have to do a reverse. And don't forget, I'm not going to add, I'm going to subtract the products. So if you look here, 8 minus 1, But if you look at this 2, 4 minus 2, that's 2. That's going to work. So it's going to be 1 and 1, 2 and 4. So 4 minus 2 is going to give me that 2. And then the biggest overcross product is this one. But it's not going to get a negative. Why not? Because there stands a what? A positive. And I put it in front of the second column, the one that's circled. Okay, and if this is positive, then what will this one? The opposite, negative. And then it's q squared q, so what will this be? Q, q. And there's my two brackets. So it's going to be q minus 2, q plus 4. And that's going to be my final answer. Now, before we go on to a little bit more complicated ones, I think it's good that at this stage you just practice mix examples. So be careful. In this one, some is going to be in group A and some is going to be in group B. Okay, so I want you to again to stop the video, go back to the previous video if you cannot remember group A, then do A, and then you can do B, and then you can do, let's just see if I do B, then you can do E, and then a final one, you can do number I. Okay, stop the video, and as soon as you are finished, you can continue the video. I'm just going to make space. Okay, number 2A. This one is going to be, and it's always good, let's start. So first write it down, and then think a little bit. First, look at this sign. This is a trinomial x squared, x without an x. Now, if you look at this sign, then you must know it's going to be in group A. So I'm still going to write down, this is 1, this is 24. So it's 1 and 1, it's 1 and 24, it's 2 and 12, it's 3 and 8, and it's 4 and 6. Now remember, because this is 1 and 1, you do not have to write down the reverse. But okay, so let's start. Take 1 here, take 1. Now don't forget, in group A, you add the overcross products. So this is going to be, okay, this is 24 plus 1. I think it's going to be this one. Because look, this is going to be 1 and 1, 1 and 24. So this is 24, do you see, plus that 1, and that is going to give me 25. That's what I'm looking for. And then don't forget, okay, I just want to block this down. In group A, the signs are the same. Don't forget that. And both take the sign of the middle. So what is that? Positive, positive. And then it's x squared x. So this is going to be x, x, bracket, bracket. So the final answer is going to be x plus 1, x plus 24. Okay, and that's how you're going to do that. Okay, now the next one. First write it down. Let's first write it down. And then we think. This is going to be x squared plus 5x minus 14. Oh, stop, think. This is going to be in group B. So I'm going to find the difference, and the signs are different. Okay, so but start again by writing the factor pairs, 1 and 14. So it's 1 and 1, and it's 1 and 14, and it's 2 and 7. Yes. Okay, now 1 on this side, 1 on this side. 14 minus 1, try this one. 7 minus 2, wow, it's 5. So it's actually 1 and 1, 2 and 7. And don't forget, in group B you subtract. So 7 minus 2 is going to give me that 5. And now I'm just going to say the signs are different. Now I always have to put a cycle around the biggest cross product. And in front of this one, it's this sign in the middle. And what is that sign? Positive. So it's not always negative, it's not always positive, it depends on this sign. And then if this is positive, what will this negative? And then it's x squared x, so it's x, x. So what do I get? I get x minus 2, and I get x plus 7. And that's going to be the final. Okay. Let's do the next two. I'm just going to make space again. Okay, so if you look at number E, then it's going to be x squared minus 5x minus 6. So if I look at this one, okay, always start by saying there's a negative. So it's in group B, so I'm going to subtract, and the signs are different. Okay, so start by writing the factor pairs. So it's 1 and 1, it's 1 and 6, 2 and 3. You don't, because of this 1 and 1, you don't have to write the reverse. Okay, so I take 1 on this side and 1 on this side. So this is 6. Minus 1, oh excellent, that's 5. Don't look at the sign, just at the number. So it's going to be 1 and 1, 1 and 6. Now the signs are different, so I always must make a circle around the biggest cross product. And in that one, get that sign. And what is that sign? Negative. And the signs are different, so then this one will be positive. Then this is x squared x, so always there, that one stands there. And then I just put my brackets. And then it's going to be x plus 1, x minus 6. And that's going to be the final answer. Okay, and the last one. So this is going to be 2y squared plus 17y plus 15. Now in this one, again, start there. I'm going to make for us again space here. Okay. So in this one, I'm starting by saying, oh, this is a positive. So this is in group A. So I'm going to remember to add the cross products, and the signs are the same. So always do that first. Okay, and what is the numbers? 2 and 15. And then let's start. It's 1 and 2 and 2 and 1. And 1 and 15. Now, because this is not only one factor, I'm going to write the reverse also. So it's going to be 3 and 5, but I'm also going to write 5 and 3, 15 and 1. And then I'm just going to do this. Okay, I start with this one. And I say 15 plus 2. Wow, excellent. That's 17. So it's 1 and 2, 1 and 15. I strangled. Okay, first time. So if I look at this, 15 plus 2, that plus 2, and that will give me that 17. The signs are the same, and both take the sign of the middle. And what is the middle? Positive, positive. It's not always positive. If this middle was negative, it would have been negative, negative. And then it's y squared y, so this will be y, and this will be y. And what will be the two brackets? Y plus 1 and 2y plus 15. That will be my final answer. Okay, let's move on. Okay, it's just going to move. Okay, now I'm back to group B. Can you see? I'm back to group B. It's still in group B, but now I'm just going to put a bigger factor there. So it's more factors at the first one. So again, I'm doing the same. I'm just writing all the different options down. 10, all the different, and remember to do the reverse also, because there's more than one on this side. Then I just thought, I pick one on this side, pick one on this side. And remember, it's group B, so I subtract. So 10 minus 6, that's 4. It's supposed to be 7. So I go on to the second one. So it's 5 and 12. 12 minus 5, oh, that's 7. Excellent. So the signs, what are the signs? The signs are different. I must always put a circle around the biggest cross product, and it's this one. And it always get the middle sign, and that's a positive. And if that's a positive, then the opposite sign will be negative. And then it was k squared k, so I just put k, k, first bracket, second bracket. And again, in the short way, find the factors of 6 and 10 whose products subtract to give 7. The signs are different. There are more positives. Okay, I want you again to stop the video, and I want you to do, try now one. I want you to do number A. We start always with A, and then B. B is a good one, and then yes, F. Okay, just do that free first, and then we'll mark it first. Okay, so if I start with the first one, I'm going to say, I'm just 1A. Write it first down and think a little bit. Okay, I like to first say to myself, oh, this is in group B, so I must remember to subtract, and I must remember the signs are different. So know the rules. So now I'm first going to write down the factor pairs. So it's 1 and 3, opposite also, 3 and 1. This is 1 and 10, 2 and 5, 5 and 2, 10 and 1. And then I start. Take this one and first test it with the first one here. So remember, subtract. So it's 10 minus 3, it's going to be 7. Move to the second one. This is going to be 5, and this is going to be 6, so it's going to be 1. not working. Move to the next, but keep to this first one. This is 3 times 5 is 15, minus 2, it's 13. I think we strike gold. So, I'm just going to say it's 1 and 3, and then you can test it again. This is 15, and this is 2, and if you subtract that, you will get that 13. Okay, and then remember what the signs? The signs are different. So always, if the signs are different, make a circle around the biggest cross product, and then put that sign there in the circle, in front of the second column. And then if this is positive, because it's different, then this is going to be negative. And then it's y squared y, so focus there, put the y, put the y. And then what do I get? I get y plus 5, and I get 3y minus 2. And that's my final answer. Let's look at number B. So it's 12r squared minus 7r minus 10. And again, it's in group B. So start with the factors. 12 is having quite a lot. So it's 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, 4 and 3, 6 and 2, 12 and 1. And this is 1 and 10, 2 and 5, 5 and 2, it's quite a lot, 10 and 1. I just want to say this. When you are good and you are really in practice, it's not necessary to write all down. You can just choose one, and do the test. Okay, but in the beginning, especially to get used to the method, it's just going to make sure that you get the answer. So 1 and 12 and 1 and 10. And don't forget, I cross multiply. So it's 12 minus 10. It's not going to work. Go to this one. So it's 12 times 2, that's 24, minus 5, it's 19, not going to work. Go to the third one. This is 60 minus 2, definitely not working. And this is, 120, no. So move on to the second one. And test it again with this 4. So if you say, this is going to be 20, and this is going to be 6 now. And then this is going to be 10, and this is going to be 12. Let's see. This is going to be 12 and 10. It's not going to work. This is 30 minus 4, not going to work. This is 60 minus 1, not going to work. So this one's quite challenging. Okay, let's test this one. Now, it's just that numbers disappear, and then I'm struggling to see. That was a 1. Okay, so this one is going to be 30 minus 4, not working. This one is going to be 8, and 15. I think this one is going to work. So let's just write it down. It's 3 and 4, and then which one was it? 3 and 4, and 2 and 5. Because, look, let's just write it there. This is going to be 15 minus, the pen again, 15 minus 8, and that's going to bring you to that 7. Okay. So in this case, if I'm going to just look at the signs, what are the signs? The signs are going to be different. So if I make a circle around the biggest cross product, which is this one, and that sign there, I'm going to write here. And if this one is negative, then this one will be positive. And okay, and then this one is going to be R, and then this one is going to be 3R plus 2, and this one is going to be 4r minus 5. This one was a bit more challenging. Okay, I'm just going to write on top again because here the pen struggled. So let's go on to the next one. Okay, number F. This is going to be 15p squared plus 14p minus 8. Okay, so if I look at this one, again, start by saying this is in group what? This is in group B. And this is now again, luckily it's not so much. So it's 1 and 15, 3 and 5, 5 and 3, 15 and 1. This is 1 and 8, 2 and 4, 4 and 2, 8 and 1. And then I take 1 on this side and 1 on this side. So this is going to be 15 minus 8. No, it's not going to be 14. Take this one. This is going to be 30 minus 4. No, take this one. I don't think that 15 will work. It's going to be too big. So already move on to the second one. So this one is going to be 3 times 8. That is going to be 24 minus 5 now. If I move to this one, let's just see. This one is going to be 3 times 4 is 12. No, it's also not going to work, minus 10. If I move to this one, remember I'm there now, then this one is going to be 6. And this one, I think this one is going to work, 20. So look at, as soon as I see, I'm just rewriting it. Okay, let's just get that pen correct. And it was 4 and 2. Let's see if it's working. So this one is going to be 20. This one is going to be 6. And if I subtract that, I get that 14. And then I'm just going to say the biggest over cross product is going to get this sign. And what is that sign? Positive. If this is positive, the signs must be different, negative. And if this is a P, then this one will also be P. And then my two brackets will be 3P plus 4 and 5P minus 2. And that's the final answer. In the next video, we will mix Group A and Group B. We did it a little bit, but we're going to focus a little bit more on it.